Welcome back to Blue Review, presented by LAX. We're here
Look at
together.
that, in person.
Bergman,
this is
Yates.
amazing.
We're all in the building. Blue Review is presented by Los Angeles International Airport, where changes are arriving daily to help reduce traffic, save travelers time, and transform the travel experience. I was there yesterday, got in, everything went smoothly. I live on the west side, so it's very easy for me to get in and out of LAX. We enjoy that quite a bit.
Did they transform the travel experience for you? Was it better?
I transform the travel experience every time I'm there, but I do appreciate LAX. Let's get right into it. Your boy,
My boy,
coming back to town, did not have a game last night. Cody Bellinger.
Cody Bellinger.
Cubs member right now. He's coming back to the ball field at Dodger Stadium. What do you think is going to be the expectation?
So it's going to be interesting. So if you don't know, Cody Bellinger is actually tied for the lead in RBIs for the Cubs. So that's a pretty big deal for him.
Yeah.
But what I'm wondering is, like, what is this reception actually going to be like?
Yeah.
I think the fans love him enough that he's going to still get maybe a little bit of a standing ovation, maybe a mixed. There'll be no boos.
No boos.
Zero boos. I think he's loved enough that it'll be zero.
Do you
boos.
entertain the idea of a tribute video? Was his time as a Dodger good enough? And is he far enough away from the team emotionally that that's appropriate?
See, that's where it's weird, right? Because yes, I think it's the right amount of time in between when he left, because he just left, and he didn't leave because he was being a jerk.
No,
they just said there's nothing more we can do with you, so it's time for you to move on, which is fine. But he was Rookie of the Year, he was an MVP, he was a World Series champion, he was an NLCS MVP. I mean, there's enough stuff there to warrant a tribute video.
I would also say that half the reason you do a tribute video is to remind fans that this team was doing pretty good back then. Like, there were some actually good moments from a team standpoint that I think would be fun to revisit, but it didn't end well. You know what I'm saying? His bat went cold like nothing we've ever seen before from a former MVP, and it was an awkward exit, I would say.
Yeah, it was awkward, and it's just too bad because he had the opportunity to be the next great Dodger of all time, and it all just kind of fell off on him. It was a little disappointing, but I think because of all the other good moments that he's had, people are going to still be very happy to see him. Loud standing ovation, video, the whole deal.
Easy to root for Cody Bellinger and Dodgers social team. If you don't have the meme, you get the meme in it, because the staring off in his face is fantastic.
He's the best.
Speaking of boos and what there will not be, MLB is considering changing their actual boos,
I like what
as
you did
in.
there.
I know, I'm a professional. Turns out. MLB is considering extending booze sales, as in beer, into the 8th inning as a way to make up for lost sales as a result of games speeding up. What was your first reaction?
My first reaction is, isn't it the opposite? You want to go to like the 6th inning because the game is so much faster. The whole point of going in the 7th inning was that you have time to sober up, and then you couldn't go anything, and then you get out of the ballpark. If the game's going faster, if we're getting 15-minute innings, you stopping in an 8th inning, people are going to still be drinking.
There's that, and here's another thing. Let's not forget, there are people that actively try to go to baseball games and drink a beer an inning. This is like a normal thing that a lot of people do. For me,
the Wade Boggs thing, right?
Yeah, it's a whole 316 beers on a cross-country flight. It's like, if you're going to do anything to try to make up for it, lower the price of food. People will buy more food. Extending beer sales is dangerous from a public safety standpoint on the roads, and I would go so far as to say dangerous in the park at the time. The last thing you need is more people rushing to get more hammered during the course of a game. I've been to one game in the past 10 years in which beer sales didn't stop. It was a doubleheader, Nats Pirates, and they did make everybody leave the park. By the third of the second game, people were blasted, annihilated off the park, and the weather was an issue because people were dehydrated and overly drunk. I think this is a bad idea on a lot of fronts. They should move it back and lower food prices, not increase beer sales.
Totally agree with that. And also, I mean, think about it. If you're in the 8th inning and you just go buy a beer in the 8th inning, and then all of a sudden it ends and you're 20, 30 minutes, you're chugging the beer to finish it to then go get in your car.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. It needs to go the other way.
Bad idea. Figure this one out. Yep. Lastly, I've been on the road. You guys
tell me about it. Tell me about it.
I got my first pitch out throwing for the Durham Bulls, AAA affiliate of the Tampa Bay Rays. They played the Jacksonville... No, they did not play the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. I was wrong about that when I brought that up on the air. They played the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs.
Oh.
Another
mighty Lehigh Valley.
Right. So the day before, I went to hang out with a high school coach that I know in the area. We threw a couple throws. I probably threw 15, 20 throws just to make sure that I wasn't totally off by the time I got out there. Because as you know, you don't get a bullpen session. You just warm up. And so I got out there. The guy, his last name was Murray, who caught it. It was his first day up in AAA. And he was pretty excited about that. And so...
Were you on the mound?
Got to the mound.
Strike?
Strike-ish. I said, and you can see if you...
Is it more 50 Cent?
We're gonna... Stop it. 50 Cent. We're gonna show you the video, but if you see it, what I said afterwards to him was, I would have hit somebody in the head. It was definitely high and tight. I sort of short armed my release because I wanted to make sure I didn't yank it and bounce it. So it definitely stayed up. The catcher was standing the entire time. There's no way he even needed to crouch. But
what was the crowd reaction? Did you get applause? Did you get
Listen, first of all, as television's Clinton Yates, let me just tell you, I had probably 15 people in the crowd there to see me, between friends and family, and that was well more than any player had. So. There's that.
Oh,
it went
look
well.
at you.
It went well. Thank you,
Clinton
Durham.
Yates,
Thank you,
than
Durham
the team.
Bulls. I appreciate it. It was a good time. So it was fun.
All right, for the Blue Review, that'll do it for us today, and we'll see you next week on Monday. Thanks again to LAX.